Welcome to DataLab Video Tutorials. This is part 2, how to add your own features to DataLab. DataLab is an open source platform for processing and visualizing 1D signals or 2D images. It is based on Python and scientific libraries. Adding your own features to DataLab is quite simple. You have three options. The first one is to write macro commands. The second one is to remote control DataLab from another application like an IDE, Spider or VS Code, or remote control it from a Jupyter notebook, for example. And the third option is to write your own plugins. So let's start DataLab. And let's say that we want to create a new macro, so we open the macro manager, we create a new macro. You have here a simple example of macro, which is created by default. We create random data, we put it in an image, we add it to the image panel, and we compute the FFT. This is a Python script, which is executed in a separate process, and the output, the standard output of the script is shown in the console just below. So let's execute it and we will see the new image which was created and the FFT which was computed afterwards. So let's say that we want to do the same thing but from another application, from an IDE. So let's start Spider, for example. Okay, so here we have a script which does almost the same thing. Here, we're using the DataLab library CDL to connect to DataLab. So let's import the libraries. Let's create a proxy object which will be connected to DataLab server. That is done. You see that the connection is a success. And here we will do almost the same as in the macro command. So we'll add a new image. Let's rename it to something else and execute the command here. So you see that we have added the image. Then we will add a signal, a very simple signal. Here we'll compute the derivative and we will switch back to the image panel. And then there is a loop to test some things here. So let's execute it, but we can interrupt it at any time here. That's the advantage to be running commands from another process. We can do the same thing from a Jupyter notebook. As you can see here, we open the notebook and we have almost the same script. So let's connect to DataLab. Here we are using a simple client, which is a lightweight version of DataLab. With only the client port. So we connect to DataLab, and again this is okay, this is the right port here, and we execute another again the same line of code. We add the image, as you see here, and we execute the same thing just to show that it works exactly the same from the notebook, of course. And that's it. So now, if you want to write a plugin, that's quite simple. You may use the online documentation for this. Here, I'll switch in English, sorry. So, in the features, you have the plugins section, which describes what is a plugin and how to write it, and with some examples. And you also have other examples on GitHub. Like an empty plugin, which can be useful to see what you must write to begin with. And inside this plugin we can put exactly the same line of code as we had in the macro here. Thanks for watching and see you soon!